I'm taking flaxseed oil, although cod liver oil is better. I should be taking that. I'm taking some homeopathic HGH. I'm going to see how that works. I've never done that before. I'd like to be taking some monatomic gold. You know, I did try some a little bit, but then I think somebody poisoned my supply. Wasn't sure what happened there, but yeah, with monatomic gold, you for me, it made me prescient. It made me have a lot of see a lot of potential futures and things, and I saw some stuff I didn't like. I'll tell you, some pretty bitter stuff, but that's just the effect it had on me. But I will let you know. So here I am facing my habitual south, and when you face the south, the electromagnetic fields, like these really large, heavy, influential fields, are what is it for? What kind of, you get a little strung out. It isn't healthy. But supposedly, this is the direction I should contemplate. That's kind of like a karmic. It's like a karmic path. When you face the north, you get more healthy. When you face the east, you remember things. It's easier to recall things that happened in the past. And when you face the west, you become more creative. Honestly, I don't. Yeah, I'm contemplating a lot of options right now, but I'm so phased by the sleep deprivation that I take plenty of notes and I try to refer back to those, and I've just been trying to accomplish so much, and I'm having paranoia about things that and bad judgment about things, and sleep deprivation, it makes you sleep deprivation, it makes you at least temporarily insane. It's a sure way to induce seeming schizophrenia. It's part of the brainwashing protocol. It's been used forever, like on POWs. You want them to play their part in the propaganda film that you'll be putting out. Well, you sleep deprive them. It degrades their whole identity, and it just breaks down their personality. And they become more malleable and accepting. So what they've been doing with me with the microwave emissions, they've been trying to they've been inducing these dreams where I'm female. Now, I didn't ever used to have, I maybe just so very rarely did this ever occur. It's always been in conjunction with attempts at remote influencing. It's always been in conjunction with voice to skull subliminal manipulation, and this is not the chief thing they've tried to do with me, but it is now what they're trying to do. because they put me through this horrible ritual. It was a sexual ritual, and you know, so they get a an electromagnetic feed on somebody else, you know, somebody you may be interested in, as having some kind of romantic relationship with. They record. They record those frequencies. Now, I don't know if this was happening live. It seemed to be. They led me to believe that it was happening in real time, whatever that means. And so first, you know, it was almost as though I was having sex with this one woman that I've been interested in for a long time. And then they had me, after that, they had me having sex. So over the past week, I've maybe gotten 8 hours of sleep. No, not even that, maybe 5 hours. And I don't partake of hard drugs and, stimulants like methamphetamine or cocaine or something exotic, you know. I just, am able to persist on coffee. You know, I drink far too much coffee. And I found, I used a little bit of cannabis, and I found that I was only half as high, and it didn't affect me in the same way at all. I've been grossly malaffected by the involuntary administration of risperidone, even at the low dose that they had me on for 6 months. You know, that has really racked my mental architecture, and I'm just a lot less vital. I have a lot less drive, and I'm just really subdued. Now hopefully, I'm hoping I can recover. I'm taking lion's mane mushrooms and cordyceps, which repair neural connections and also increase the amount of oxygen carrying capacity in the blood. All right, so then, for blackmail purposes, 20 years ago, when I'd been roped into this this military black ops group, which I call the Order of the Shining Serpent. I'm sure it has no name. They had me on some kind of psychedelic, magic mushrooms or LSD or something. And of course, those psychedelic drugs don't show up on a urinalysis. Of course, you should know that. And there's nothing wrong with psychedelic drugs. They're powerful substances, and therefore, they're dangerous, and they're wonderful, and all this. I mean, they can be used for all kinds of horrible purposes, though, too, and they have been. And but anyway, so anyway, they had recorded this. They had this recording of me from like 20 years ago, when I was 21, 20 or 21, and they were using it to condemn the first woman that they had me couple with remotely, and it was basically, it turned into, because of the context, it turned into a condemnation of her, and I couldn't even hear it. I couldn't even hear it. I was only aware of it at a subliminal level, at an unconscious level. I couldn't hear anything that they were saying to me, though I was responding to it out loud. Very strange phenomenon. And so I believe, I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did to her. Maybe they moved in person. Maybe they, I don't know what they did. Maybe they raped her for real. Maybe that's what they did. I hope not. I hope this is just an illusion that they fostered in my mind, utilizing electromagnetic waves, and the nervous system operates on electromagnetic frequencies. Nerve impulses are that way. It's very complex, very dynamic, involving every cell in the body, actually, not just the nerves. Because everything's resonating, everything's vibrating. So anyway, so it was basically an ultimatum, and they didn't want me, so they didn't want me to partner up with her for the long haul. They wanted me with this other woman, and when we were, having this sort of pseudo-sex, I felt a lot more conflict with her, actually. I mean, I felt that we were equals, but I felt maybe that's, kind of a good thing. I don't know, but I wondered about the children that we would produce, and I believe they just want these children for this this breeding program. I believe that she's well in hand. I believe that she is very much under their control. She might have a fairly elevated social status. I'm not sure, but from what I gather, that's the case. And some of the people she may be affiliated with are, I don't know that they're good people. And I projected into the future at different points in time, and I foresaw some pretty awful stuff. And if I do couple up with her, and we have children and all that, we'd make a life together. There's gonna be some good things about it, but in order to have some serious influence over those type of really vicious people, I'm going to have to kind of turn into a version of the devil, so to speak, and yeah, I might have some beneficent influence on them, but really, we're just going to get into all the classic dark, esoteric, fucking occult bullshit that the elites do. And we're going to have our own fucking MK Ultra program, and we're going to target children, and it's just, I don't want to lose my soul. I mean, this is what happened to me, and it isn't necessary. I mean, they got a lot of use out of me, and yeah, I invented all these little mechanisms and stuff that are used in all these clandestine weapons and different little technologies that they have out beyond Antarctica. You know, the world's a sprawling flat plain, and it may be boundless, it may be infinite. You know, people are out there living by their own rules, playing Minecraft for real. You know, that's the actual real deal. And they don't want you to know about that. There are some very simple tests that prove that the world is flat and stationary. And they told me about this military black ops organization told me the world was flat, as I recall. I just have recovered memories of that. I was under mind control. They put me on a hypnotic drug like maybe scopolamine, you know, initially, to program me initially. From there, you know, they could call up that altar with a phrase, a word, a series of numbers. You know, you've seen this stuff depicted in different movies and maybe read different books where this kind of thing goes on. It's real. It's real, all right. And you know, you're on mind. They have you on mind control so that you don't know about your role in these operations. You know, at least not fully. You might have daydreams and so on, and all kinds of little dreams, vivid recalls of different events. But you chalk it up to imagination. You're instructed to chalk it up to imagination. So anyway, I don't want to go off on another tangent. But, so basically, I mean, I don't believe, on the whole, I'm going to be doing any good partnering up with this woman. You know, she's a fine woman. She's a really aristocratic kind of person. And that's beautiful in a lot of ways, but I don't know, you know. So this other girl that I had my eye on, you know, she's probably deathly afraid of me. She's probably moved out of town now. I only saw her once after getting out of the hospital, you know. Yeah, my lawyer, she colluded with the judge and to send me there for what would have been